What we're making on the homestead today is we're going to make sausage bread, and now what you need is a half a pound of sausage. Now it could be Linc Italian sausage or bulk sausage, it doesn't really matter if you're using this kind. You're going to cut them out of the casings and fry it up in the frying pan. You're going to need about 4 cups of flour, which is right there. Active dry yeast, which is right here, but I have to activate mine because the yeast in Canada is a little different. 1 1/4 cups of warm water between 115 and 120, and a half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to take these out of the casings and I'll bring you back. The sausage meat, and I'll bring it back. You're going to break it all apart so it's more like ground beef or just tiny little parts, and then we're going to cook it until it's brown, so I'll bring you back. So for the crispy onion, we're going to go 375, preheat the oven. As you notice, as you start cooking your sausage meat, it'll start to break up. You're going to want to continue to break that up until as many little pieces as you can, and you're going to want to make sure it's completely cooked throughout. So definitely cook it until it's completely done, and we'll bring you back. We're waiting for our sausage to brown. What we're going to do is we're going to add 1.5 cups of flour with the yeast, and we're going to use the mixer to do that. So I'm just going to add in the 1.5 cups and our active yeast, which is right here. And I'm just going to mix that up, so I'll bring you back. As you can see, the sausage is done, so we're going to drain it and put it aside now. 1 1/4 cup of warm water. We're going to combine the salt with that. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to add it to the flour mixture in the mixing bowl. So I'm just going to add that in here. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to mix it, so I'll bring you back once it's mixed up a little bit. We're now going to start mixing in our sausage. So make sure it's definitely drained, and you can add it in. Then we're going to mix it, and we're going to start adding the rest of the flour in. After our dough is mixed up, what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the bowl, and we're going to roll it over on some floured surface there, which we have. And we're going to shape it into a ball, like you do with almost all bread doughs. And then we're going to put it in a greased bowl, flip it once for both sides are covered, and then we're going to let it rise. So there's your bowl, or I'm sorry, there's your ball shaped. So it's going to go in the bowl once, and then we're going to flip it where it's covered. Then we're going to cover it up, and we're going to let it rise. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like in the bowl. So cover it and leave it go for about an hour, and it should be good in an hour. Our sausage bread has been rising for about an hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to beat it down on a floured surface, let it rest for 10 minutes, and then we're going to shape it into a loaf and let it rise again. So we just want to sprinkle a little flour so it doesn't stick to the counter. And we're going to punch it down. And this is just to get the air out of it. So we're going to rest it for 10 minutes, cover it back up, and we'll bring you back. The 10-minute resting period is up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shape it into a loaf, and then we're going to put it in the loaf pan, and then we're going to wait another 45 minutes or so. Now you want to make sure your loaf pan is greased, and I already pre-greased this, so we're just going to pat it down, cover it up again for another 45 minutes, set your timer, and we'll be back. The oven to 400, 45 minutes. So we're going to put it in the oven, and we're going to bake it at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, and we're going to take it out, cover it in the tin foil for we don't over brown and continue to cook it. So just bring you back after we take it out in 20 minutes. So the 20 minutes is passed, so what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it up in tin foil and cook it for the next 20 minutes, so that way it doesn't brown too much on the top. So we're going to take our sausage loaf out, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to put it on a metal rack to cool it, and then I'll cut it and show you what it looks like. To show what the sausage loaf looks like on the metal rack as it's cooling. So we just cut the sausage bread, and as you can see the pieces of the sausage throughout. So like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.